Picture the scene in any medical drama. The paramedics rush a patient in, everyone is shouting orders, the room is abuzz with activity as nurses and doctors jump to attention. The camera passes the patient, whose head is a stark contrast of gauze and blood. A doctor arrives and asks what they're working with. One of the paramedics steps forward, announcing the patient is an 18-year-old male, crashed his dirt bike racing friends, multiple fractures, possible TBI. And then a string of vitals and numbers as the doctor dons some gloves and nods seriously. Have you ever found yourself wondering what a TBI was? Or what that meant for the patient going forward? How will his life be affected? Will he be able to go back to the life he had before? This is what I'll be talking about today. A TBI is a traumatic brain injury. This is an injury to the brain caused by an outside force, like a dirt bike accident, a fall down the stairs, or a concussion playing football. TBIs can be either open or closed injuries. An open injury is when the skull is punctured during the injury. However, in a closed injury, the skull is intact. TBIs are much more common than you might think, with 1 million people being treated in the U.S. annually. 230,000 of them are hospitalized due to the severity, and 80,000 people are discharged with a permanent disability. TBIs can change the way that the brain works, affecting the person's judgment, personality, and temperament. Before the injury, the person may have been a kind and patient person who made safe choices, but after their injury, they may be short-tempered, selfish, take more risks, and depending on the areas of the brain that are damaged, they may have changes in their vision, balance, and coordination. TBIs often also result in communication issues. They can result in aphasia, dysarthria, apraxia, problems forming sentences or finding words, problems understanding written, spoken, or abstract language. Someone with a TBI may have difficulty taking turns in conversation, regulating their emotions, or reading or using nonverbal communication. They may also have issues understanding or following social rules or expectations, even issues with swallowing. As SLPs, these are all well within our scope of practice to treat. The earlier these are treated, the more likely they are to regain their communication skills. The goal of therapy after a TBI is to help the patient achieve the most independent life possible. Some therapeutic techniques for treating TBIs include playing games that target language skills like Pictionary or Taboo, or singing, which can bypass the barriers in the patient's brain to speech production. Articulation activities can help with the lips or the tongue.
Created using Powtoon.